Friends, Romans, countrymen. Hello, my name is Brian. This is Football Manager 22, and we're back in Malia. You know, I didn't just put in blanks so I could dub in the answers later. I didn't totally forget my name. Welcome to the Anti-Climax that is this season. As we can see from this inbox message, Malia have won La Liga. What an excitement to have won La Liga by sitting around and not doing anything. But it's true, we won. I actually recorded a video for this game here, May 11th against Real Sociedad. We were up 7 points in La Liga, and we drew, which did not clinch for us, as Real Madrid did beat Las Palmas, the 20th place team, very handedly, which kept them in contention. This is coming after we had a win over Sevilla, win over Espanyol, and win over Real Madrid. Our luck had kind of trained from these two games where I believe 2 of the 3 goals we gave up were on penalties. Suddenly, I think either 2 or 3 of the 4 goals we scored here were on penalties, which isn't great for, like, oh man, we're feeling good as a team scoring as an outfield unit, but hey, it led to wins, so, including against Real Madrid, where I guess it wasn't, he didn't score on a penalty, but he took the penalty, immediately got the rebound off of the saved penalty, and scored it there. So, same thing, really, despite the missed penalty marker. But Real Madrid apparently had their game before we did this, midweek game. We have a Wednesday game, I believe. They had a Tuesday game. And they lost to Valencia. They lost to us, and they also lost to Real Sociedad here. So after beating us in the Copa del Rey final, they kind of fell apart a little bit. Lost 2 home games and a road game to Valencia. So you know what? I'll take it. We are the champions, my friends. We get to go to the Champions League again, and we will be in the first group this time. Group 1. So we will be paired up with whoever wins the Champions League, whoever wins the Europa League, and I believe the other 5 biggest leagues champions, as it were. So hopefully that'll help our group draw, so we won't get stuck in a group with both Inter and Bayern. Looks like Milan or Manchester United. Bayern did make the semifinals. Inter made the quarterfinals. So yeah, those 2 teams you wouldn't want to see. And in the Europa League, the finals is Everton versus Sporting Club de Portugal. So that's where we're at. So I did manage to get one slightly interesting thing happening. I managed to prompt the board for a new affiliate club. So we're going to choose a club real quick here before we get into a kind of pointless match here in a bit. This is not all the teams we could choose from, but it is pretty much like I could turn on, maybe Tanzania would actually pop up. Yes, exactly. Simba SC for Ligi Kuu Tanzania Bara. To determine who will be our new affiliate club of the same sort that ASEC Mimosas is in Cote d'Ivoire, whose youth players will, at least some of them, may pop up in our youth recruitment every year. Now to take a look at Tanzania. Simba doesn't seem like a good option in that regard. They already have that agreement with DC United. There's another. They have good youth recruitment. I think that's the best I'm going to get is good youth recruitment. So the 2 best divisions available are the DSTV Premiership in South Africa and the WE Egyptian Premier League in Egypt. The thing is, we don't have access to the very best teams in either of those leagues. We have access to some very good teams. Wadi Degla is second in the Premier League, in the Egyptian Premier League. And, usually are like a third place team. but we don't have access to Al Alai. We don't have access to Pyramids or Ismaili or Zamalek, which are all kind of higher reputation teams, despite Wagi Degla being very solid overall. Same in South Africa, though I think it might just be the one team, the Orlando Pirates, that we don't have access to. The Kaiser Chiefs, the Sundowns, maybe Cape Town City as well. But, you know, again, the Kaiser Chiefs are the runners-up the last 2 years and are on track right now to win the premiership, so they would be a fine choice. We also have teams from Morocco. Again, we don't have the best team from Morocco. We have the second best team. Raja Casablanca is the best Moroccan side. We have Wydad Casablanca. They're rivals and kind of the second best side. We have US Monastir from Tunisia here. The team I think I'm going to hit up is TP Mazembe in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. They are a good club. We also have ties to them informally, as that is where we bought Theo Jim from. So it's kind of nice to go back to a club, and we know that Theo Jim is a good player. So it's it's a club we know we can get a good player out of, because Jim is still like one of our best young prospects, just continuing up arrows. Continuing great performances, 7.15, 7.05, 5 goals, multiple assists, just steady impact on the team. So I think it's going to be Mazembe. Hopefully by winning the league and maybe a good performance in the Champions League next year, we'll improve our performance enough that we can get the best teams in the Egyptian League or the South African League to accept being our affiliate. But we know TP Mazembe is the best club in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and they will accept it. So I'm going to say I would like Tout Puissant Mazembe to be my new affiliate club. So we might have players from the Democratic Republic of the Congo come up through our youth academy. So we have this irrelevant game against Malaga that we will be hosting. We won't be hosting. I will be hosting on video, but we will be going to Malaga. And, it'll be a game to celebrate. As this isn't, the end goal, but it is a step to very much help put us on our way. Flip those two. I want to play Sao. Sure, we'll give Mortala Sao a game. Sure, let's start Sergio Kone up top. Yeah, slight changes from the last game, and then we'll rotate more for the last game of the season. Not such a great stretch for Malaga. 2 wins in the most recently, but loss before that. And here's our better performance. Alright, we're in the red and black stripes. They are in the blue and white stripes. Cleverson plays a bit Berrocal up to Fritas. Ajapong on the outside. So, as I think I covered in my previous video that, again, never sees the light of day, I've been watching the wanted tags on my players. There's now a wanted tag on Mortala Sao. Is one of our midfielders. He's starting for us today. He is, in my usual rotation, the 4th or 5th central midfielder of the trio, even including the defensive midfielders. Good follow-up from Ruiz. And Matsiba leaves us wanting. Just completely backdoor into the title with like 3 losses or loss, draw, loss, something like that. And it's terrible, Matsiba. Fancy jumping kick from Ruiz into the top netting. So the thing is, as I think I mentioned before, Sao's performances, his average ratings never really get to the level I'd like to see, and he isn't a starter. But if someone like Gladbach wants to come in and give me 20 million or more for him, I think I definitely have to sell him. The question is, the other player I'm looking at selling is Zaidou Youssef, who's 30, has 1 year on his deal. And I don't really want to necessarily give him another deal until he's 34 and play out his declining years. But those two aren't the starters in the middle, but they are central midfielders 4 and 5, basically, behind the Jim Issa. Oh, Serge Akone. Come on, Serge. Get it up. Get it, pick a corner. Gayabua trio. Says no one plays it forward to Serge Akone. No, not a penalty. Blocked by them, so we'll get a corner. At least that. Chippy Matsima off the goalkeeper, and we'll get another attempt. Nope. So yeah, that would be good, okay, anyways, in terms of finances, to bring in a fair amount of money. It's just, I don't currently have, like, a player highlighted, like, man, that's going to be the guy. I need to bring in this guy in the central midfield. So I think I'm going to have to be looking for that player going forward, because it's a very real possibility that we are down 2 center midfielders this next year, over this summer transfer window. Sammy has a throw in here to Hassan, top forward to Gayabua, back to Sammy. Passing triangle in the corner as they try and find an opening. Okay, work it in. Hassan, Sammy. Into Gayabua. Okay. Sao. Come on, Aristide. Get that on your foot. You gotta control it. Odysseus plays it long. We have 2 defenders there for the 1 attacker, so we easily come away with it. Sao back to him. You know, it's groovy. I get to show you me winning the La Liga. It's maybe not the grooviest to get to show you yet another loss, as I feel like I'm doing that far too often lately, despite how well the team is performing. It's like, oh, I'm recording a video. It's time to underwhelm. It's like the team knows they don't want to be seen on video. Last video that, again, not going to show. Underwhelming draw. Video before that, lost to Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final. Video before that, lost to Napoli in the knockouts of... Yeah, Massima's having a terrible day. Lost to Napoli in the second knockout state round of the Europa League. Before that, we finally did show a win. The win against whoever we beat to advance in the Europa League, but it's not been good. Thank goodness for Real Madrid falling apart at the end of the year. Because, well, we certainly haven't played well enough to go, haha, this is our title now. We are limping to this title. You know, finding a new goalkeeper might be on the short list as well. It seems crazy, given Babangida puts in generally very solid performances. But the thing is, in terms of like star rating, I think that's more the scheme and the defensive line, the center backs and full backs and even defensive midfielder we give to him. Rather than amazing performances by himself, he's not a bad goalkeeper. I don't know that he's a Champions League goalkeeper, Champions League winning goalkeeper. It's just rare to see him take over a game himself, and occasionally just collapses. But again, I don't really have an eye on a player like, okay, well, that's the guy. So we'll have to definitely go out and do some aggressive scouting to see if we can find the guy at. What a terrible pass. And you people have to be wondering, like, how am I winning so many games with these guys playing like this? And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. They only do this when I'm recording a video. I mean, they're never perfect, but they definitely seem to play worse in this environment. Malaga's not a bad team. They're a top half team, and it's a road game. So, I mean, on some level it's understandable, but on others it's just like we're winning. We're going to win La Liga. We can't get a better performance than this. Listless, boring, poor. See, I feel like if that was someone other than Mortalisao, they might have been, had the pace to get there before that, and thus means they could have put on another touch to create some separation between themselves and the defender, and B, they would have the finishing capabilities to actually do something with it, rather than just kind of kick it into the goalkeeper's hands. What what a lousy game. Look, we get to celebrate our victory in La Liga. Do we deserve it? I don't know, man. I guess. Rules say we do. Taunt the fine people in Malaga with our La Liga victory celebration. Please do the fact that we just lost 2-0 to your team. There's a cartwheel, thank you. Yeah, that is the sort of match we should be winning. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're 5 points clear with one game to play, so we, did legitimately win La Liga. Hopefully we'll win this last road game against Osasuna to at least end the year on a positive note. It's time for me to, get away into scouting, though currently I'm scouting a bunch of young players, 15 to 17-year-olds, and Innocent Macalane, in the Spanish and French youth leagues, to meet our requirements, to see if we can find any players there who are worth bringing over to our youth academy if we can get them, and if not, just keeping an eye on for the future. Like I said, contract situation is fine. We don't have anyone under contract that we're losing this year other than a goalkeeper, our rotational goalkeeper, and our left winger. We can easily replace the left winger with players who are on the squad, though, if we get another left winger, it wouldn't be terrible, but we know Aristide Cody can play over there. Charles Abbey can play over there if we need him to. It's not vital. We do need a backup goalkeeper. I don't know who that'll be, but we'll find someone. Or perhaps the backup goalkeeper will be Babangida, and we'll be finding someone to replace him. I don't know. Looking to move to a bigger club. Sorry, buddy. We'll see. But so yeah, that's where we're at. And then 2031, we have Ananu, Abby, and Yusuf. They will all be on the wrong side of 30 at that point, so none of them will probably be re-signed. The question is, can we get any money out of them before then? And does it make any sense to move them? Like Ananu, it doesn't really make sense to sell off the vice captain, who we might get $1 million for. Kind of the same with Abby. Maybe not. I don't know. Zaydou Yusuf, though, if we could get $20 million for him, still worth moving him. You gotta think about it. But that's where we're at. Thank you so much for joining me. We get to hoist our first trophy since I don't know if we were the champions in the third. Yeah, the only other trophy we've hoisted was when we were in the Primera RFEF Futures Grupo 2. So we hoisted the third tier trophy for winning that. We had to go through the playoffs in the fourth tier, and we were runners-up. That advanced us in La Liga 2. So this is only our second trophy. Certainly a one we're happy to win, despite our listless performances lately. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I have some videos recorded that, we'll be stretching things out while I go through the large time gap that is, May to whenever we start playing again in August or something. Bunch of scouting, a little bit of signing, maybe some sales, we'll see. Let me know what you think, because I always love to hear from you. And I hope you have a very lovely day, and I'll be speaking together soon. Bye.